Hello again everyone. As you can see, we're not on our boat at the moment. We're not, we've done it and got the t-shirt, you know, we've cruised in ice, snow, wind, rain, you know, we've done all that over the years. But these days, it's no winter cruising for us. We can go to the boat and relax on it, but definitely not going out and about in winter. It's something what we've tried and said that's not for us. And saying that, that's like the majority of people who have narrowboats. You know, well over 85, probably towards 90% of people are like ourselves, are leisure boaters who, you know, go out as and when. We have done some extensive cruise. We've been out and about 6 months, 7 months on the run over many years. We don't quite do as much these days because we've achieved quite a goal what we set ourselves a few years ago, and we've managed to do something very special. What's so special about this year? Me and Bernadette, well, we have worked in, you know, during our working time, we worked extremely hard and studied extremely hard, like many people do. You know, it's just the way we are. Bernadette's the exceptional clever one as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen as many qualifications from anybody come close to her. She's got that many, and memberships of bodies and all that. It's incredible. But that's our private side of things. But because we work so hard, you know, when we was in our teens, we were digging footings for our first house. You know, everybody else was going to the pub, you know, and the nightclubs, and we were building for our future, because that's what we did. We planned. We did honestly plan things from a young age, and it has worked out for us as well. But that's because we didn't just get a job and kept it like that. We looked to get better and better. That's just the way we are, and it worked out. And it worked out spectacularly. It's now, and this is why it's going to be a bit more of a cruising year for us, this. It's now 10 years since we took early retirement from work. We had great jobs, but we felt as though the time was right to achieve what we want to do. We had a few more goals which we've now achieved, but to think we've not worked for a decade now and loving life is great. I know all plans don't, you know, people's plans don't work out all the time, and I know that it's, for a lot of younger ones now, it's very, very difficult. But I might be old-fashioned, but the one thing we always concentrated on was making certain we planned for the future and didn't live for the day. You know, make certain we had a pension, decent pensions, and did some investing. Enjoyed life as well, of course, definitely did. But we made certain we put some aside to plan for the future, and I think that paid dividends for us really well. So 10 years, 10 years of superb, happy retirement, or early retirement. It's still early retirement in the scheme of things. We're still not at pensionable age yet, so we can be very proud of achieving that. But like I said, we did a lot of work. So this year, because of that, that's a celebration for us to have done. I've got the first 10 years, and we still have a lot of what I call oomph left to do things. We never want to be, when we took the decision to retire early, for various reasons, we did lose a couple of good friends to that horrible cancer disease, and it makes you think. But we vowed if we finish, we must always have something to do and not get up and think, that everything's ruled by Netflix. Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was around proper then, or daytime telly. You know, things like that. Couldn't do that. We always had to know that we'd always have things to do or things to aim for. And it's panned out. I know it's, for some people, it's very, very difficult, and life doesn't always work out like you think it should, but it has for us. And it is brilliant. We keep a lot of things, we do keep a lot of things private. Because we're leisure boaters and not continuous cruisers and liveaboats, it's completely different than if you're permanently on a boat. But we make our videos, and we're probably 95% of videos you see will come from people who are on boats. You know, they live aboard or continually cruise. They'll be the videos you normally see. So we can never throw out as many videos as what you can like that. But the one thing I will say is what we put out would be decent. And, you know, we know we've got our sound right, we've got our filming right. And I've got something else as well. I'll show you that when I finish my little talk. What we want to do, as we're calling this a celebration year, quite a few years ago now, with Bernadette's parents, by that time my mum and dad were getting a bit too old, and we used to take them around with us on holiday, my mum and dad, but sadly they're both not here now. They've gone to pastures new and probably better than where it is on this planet. Yeah, I don't half miss them though, but that's digressing. But our mum and dad came with us on a lovely trip, and absolutely one of our favourite trips. And we've not showed you this trip when we've been on any of our YouTube channels in the 6 years we've been doing this. And we've been twice to where we're going to go. And mum and dad came with us on we had a 45-foot, what we fitted out. We had the shell and we fitted it out more or less ourselves. And they came with us on the trip, and it was brilliant. And then a few years later, this is still going back about 18 years or so, this. We went again with a mum and dad, but they had their own 30-foot TARDIS boat, I called it, and they followed us down on this trip. And again, it was brilliant. We loved it. So we thought, you know, a bit of nostalgia just doesn't go wrong, does it? If you've got good memories and that, it's nice to return to places, because we're of that thing now where everybody's saying they're going on new waters and doing, or should I say, a lot of people are saying that. Some have packed in since we started doing vlogging. They started and stopped in no time. But we're continuing. But to go on new waters now for us is a lot more difficult because of the sheer time we've been boating. And I know I've said it a long time, but for those who are new, 47 years. It's, you know, so I won't speak too loud about that one. But we've been to the places we want to go, you know. It's further afield as the Caledonian Canal, which I know we weren't on our narrowboat, but what a spectacular place to go boating. We've been a few times along the Caledonian, fantastic. And then we've been all over the country as well. It might be just the Midlands, the River Severn, or up to Manchester, or down to Cambridge on the River Greatoes, the lovely Llangollen, which every man in his vlog has been to this last few months. We might still go there again, even though we moored on it for 18 years. We might have another trip there later this year. But we have this nostalgic trip planned, and we'd love you to join us. It's a bit bigger this trip than what we've done, like I said, for a few years, but we've got everything, I nearly said we've got everything set in stone, but we have actually. We've got everything done, and we're lucky in that position, particularly in this situation everybody finds themselves in. We're in a good position where we've got everything we want and no debt, and we're very proud of that. Not bad from two of us who, when we got married, we had £5 left. But we've not done too bad. So we're going to have a lovely trip. I know it'll be lovely. I'll give you a bit of a clue, but I won't tell you everything. We will be going up the Shropshire Union again. No bad thing, it's a fantastic, the canal, the Shropshire Union, and very scenic. But that's the way we're going. But I'll leave the rest as and when we start the trip. Now, from that point, our channel. Now, Bernadette and me, when we started off our channel, etc., we did get a lot more views than we get now, but that's to be expected because we've doing things completely different than the first 3 or 4 years of our vlogs and that. So I'd expect that, and it could remain the same because our lifestyle's changed a bit from then, and we've got plenty going on away from the boat as well as loving the boat. But the one thing what we think is brilliant, especially because we don't live aboard. Every time we go to the boat, even after all this time, it feels like an holiday. It really does. It always feels special. And speaking of that, before I just do the last bit and tell you what we're doing with our channel, but speaking of that, I've talked quite a bit in previous videos about our boat and the shell. Now I can do a bit of a, when we're on the boat sometime this year, I can do a bit of a run through with things again with our boat and tell you the reasons why we had it fitted like we do, because we are very much of the opinion that we like traditional, we like proper brass portholes, not too much glass, you know, the condensation and that, you know, I'm not bothered if it's one way or not. I'm not a fan of too much glass in a narrowboat, I never have been. But we've had loads of glass in a narrowboat when we've had others, you know, we've had cruiser and semi-trads. We've done all that, and double glazing and all that, and we've learned what we like best. And the boat we have now is our forever boat. We won't change it because I don't think I could get anything what we, you know, in our opinion, we couldn't get anything better than what we have. The shell's spot on, it's so easy to steer, and the interior is, as, if I may say so myself, because we've worked our way up from zilch, from having fit out in our boats ourselves, and over the years went up slowly, but the fit out now is as good as you'll see anywhere, as solid as anything. That's a bit of digression there, but there we are, very happy, very content. Now our channel, like I said, we've done it for years and years and years. Oh, that's what it feels like. It's only 6, but we've lasted quite well with it. Even when we've not been bought, we've managed to keep it ticking over. Some people, you know, fall away. Well, I don't, perhaps, well, I know I don't, or we don't. We don't keep saying subscribe, please subscribe, even though you can. You know, please go to Instagram and Facebook. Instagram's not doing so bad, I must be honest. It's doing very well. But like I said, we have other things to do as well. That's not the only focus in our life. But we will continue to do it because it's a record for ourselves and family. And if I'm being honest, I really enjoy doing it because I can talk not just about the boat. I know about the boating skills required, what I've picked up over the years, and the confidence when we're going along. And it does make it, boating, very pleasurable when you're confident and your boat performs like it should do, unlike quite a few what are not quite there. I think Bernadette's going to be filming a bit more as well, and I'm going to try and get her on the videos a bit more. But with Bernadette, you see, we have that lovely bow at the front and the table as well. Bernadette loves sitting in the bow, you know, in the well deck there. Loves knitting and crocheting, as well as doing the locks, and loves talking to people. That's Bernadette all over. She loves talking to people. So if she enjoys that part of boating, I can't make her do things. I would never dream of making Bernadette come and do things. If she feels like, she'll come and do a bit of filming and be on the videos, but it's entirely up to Bernadette, because she enjoys what she does, and it'd be wrong for me to spoil that part of her enjoyment when boating. Right, so we've got the celebration of the 10 years early retirement. We've got a trip what's very nostalgic coming. Our video channels are altering a little bit, not loads. It still won't be my face like that on the camera, because I don't like that when your face is just directly in the camera, because it just doesn't sit with us. But we've thought about adding a little bit extra to the channel. We know we've got, and I may do show you all our gear at some point, because it's quite a lot what we've got. I know this will shock and horror people, but 10 years ago, when I finished work, I vowed that I will never ever have a mobile phone, and I'm proud to say I haven't, and I still don't feel like I need one. Bernadette has a mobile phone, which is great because we can keep in contact when we're around with people, but the thought of being controlled by a phone is not for us, or for me anyway, and I think I'll be keeping that way. I still have my tablet, so I can still do things like that, and a computer, but I can't be bothered with the phone. And if I'm being truthful, I can't be bothered, and both of us can't be bothered with Twitter, because I think it's atrocious what rubbish goes on there. And you don't believe everything you see either, or people say. It's easy, you know, to say that because that's the mindset, but lots of people believe everything they see, which on all social media you need to be wary of what you see or what you were told, because it's not always right. Anyway, what am I saying? I'll go back to this channel thing. I'm too relaxed here. It's much easier doing a video sat in front of camera, but like I said, I won't be doing when we're boating. So we thought we'd look at improving the videos a bit. So I've had a look at all my software, my editing software, and had a play around and that, and found a few nice ways of making the video quicker to do and all that. It's not reduced the quality, but it gives me more time to do other things. I found that's been useful. Now the other thing about the channel, like I said, we know our cameras give great things. Priority has always been sound. I can't stand anything when you're just prepared to have loads of windy weather spoiling the sound. That's always been a bugbear to me, but we don't have them issues because we've invested in decent microphones, and I think that's important on a channel. But filming wise, now we had a decision to make. Again, every man and his vlog seems to have a drone. or woman, I won't just say every man, but it works with every man in his vlog, or woman in brackets, seem to use drones. So everything's a similar thing. Up it goes, picture of fields and all that, you know, picture of my boat on the canal. And I nearly got one, even though both of us are not great fans of having drones on our videos. We thought, should we go that route? But like in life, we don't follow the masses in everything. We've always tried to do things a bit different, and it's worked for us. We decided, leave the drones to the people who want to use them. You know, it's obviously up to everyone else, but it's not for us. And we decided, no, we won't. But that didn't mean we weren't going to try something different. And we have. And it looks pretty good. Now, here, I'm not going to show you everything, but this box of tricks here, that box of tricks is going to change the way we do a lot of our videos. And it's our choice, nobody else has got it, and we'll see how it goes as we go along, but I guarantee you it will be decent to see. It will be a bit more unique, should we say, on our YouTube channel, and we're looking forward to it. So, to summarise, we're raring to go, we really are. A 10-year celebration, a nostalgic trip we're going on, and we've got something to try to improve our videos for your enjoyment and ours, because we like watching it and we save everything anyway. Every single video we do is saved. We have external hard drives and we save everything for ourselves, because we'll watch them at home or even in the future. But in the meantime, we're enjoying life in the cosy warmth of our cottage, and we're not, you know, it's not, you know, like with our boat, we see you can see beautiful scenery, you can see horrible stuff as well, and there's no doubt at all you can see lots of, you know, there could be problems on towpaths and all that, but you've got all that to see when you're on your boat. But we are in an area in an area of outstanding natural beauty. There's rolling hills, we've got a conservation village, and there's not many people live here, but it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So we're not missing anything. The scenery, what we can go and see in a matter of no time, it's every bit, if not, well, it is. It's better. It's even nicer than on the canals, and there's loads. We can go walking, and the next thing you know, we've got these incredible views, and it's, yeah, we feel very lucky about that. So we've got all that, and really we can't wait. No, we can't wait at all. Now, I have gone on a lot there, and apologies for just talking, because like I say, this is the type of thing what I'm not a great fan of, but I thought I'd just explain a few things, what's coming in 2023. We still have a few videos of our trip back from Anderton, back to the marina. I'll be putting them up as well, but this one was just a heads up on what we hope is going to be a nice cruising year in 2023. I think that's it for now. As usual, stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, and spring is arriving shortly. Get rid of winter, hate winter, but can't complain. It's all warm. All I'll say for now is ta-ra, and I'll see you very, very soon.